Hey guys, wanted to talk about a little topic right here and an overall idea of an idea that has to be smashed when you go into this. And this idea is that somehow, some way, we can change or do one of these um, crash diets or crash something, whatever we're told, and that somehow we can do it for a period of time and miraculously, um, after we do this, and after we get to where we want to be, um, usually a certain weight in mind, that we can stop doing it and somehow miraculously that weight will stay off of us. And I suppose I can give some examples and maybe my own experience, because I do speak of this from my own experience of doing these things time and time again, and they never work, right? But I can say there's a lot of different ones out there, but one I'd tried out time and time again because it seemed like it was easy and like you could trick your body and do all these things was the ketogenic diet. And I don't want to knock it because I have heard that it has some health benefits, and if you're doing it for the health benefit, then great. For me though, it was not sustainable, right? And I would do it, lose a bunch of weight real quick, and then what happens is, like, it's just not realistic for me to say I'm never going to eat a piece of pizza again, or I'm never going to have a sandwich again. And when we pull these foods completely out of our diet, or our body forgets how to process them. So when we put them back into our diet, our body can't process it, and we gain the weight back very, very, very quickly. Along with that, all the health benefits we might have gained during that time as well. Or another one, very, very popular. Again, if you can do it for years and years and years and the rest of your life, all the more power to you. But also intermittent fasting. It just was never realistic for me, and I understand how it works. And you don't eat. You only eat specific times of every day, say like 12 to 6, right? That's your time frame. And because of that, it limits your caloric intake, and I've heard other things like it's going to burn all this fat while you're not eating, all these things. What it boils down to is that for me, it was never sustainable to say I'm never going to have a meal outside of 12 to 6 again. Like, I'm never going to go to a later dinner, or I'm never going to have breakfast again. Those things just weren't sustainable to me. And to a lot of people thinking about this, again, the idea is that you can do it for a certain amount of time, and then when you hit your goal, just stop, right? And all these benefits that you got, you'll just stay that way. And the fact of the matter is, it just doesn't work that way. And I was given this advice years ago, and I never took it because I was always into trying different diets that I thought would work, and of course they did for a time. But I was told a long time ago, the only thing that really works is a lifestyle change, right? And once I was able to accept that notion that these changes that I was making needed to be ones that are sustainable, because they needed to be permanent. And if they weren't permanent, then any kind of gains or benefits that I made would go out the door. So once I accepted that lifestyle change, and the weeks went by and the months went by, and now years have gone by of staying consistent, yes, they might not have worked as fast as one of these crash diets that gets put out there, but in the end, the consistency starts to add up. I work with a lot of people, and a lot of their concern is weight. A lot of times they come into me that, their main concern is weight. And a lot of times when I tell them this is going to be a long process, it's not going to fall off super easy, and it might take you a couple years, like it did me, to get to where I wanted to be. Their face kind of drops, and they're kind of sad. And I think a lot of it has to do with this idea that we're sold that to do this, you have to do it super quick, right? And it all has to be done like overnight. And I have to lose 20 pounds a month for 5 months straight and lose 100 pounds in 6 months. And there are cases of people that have done this, and you can find them all over YouTube. But of course, we don't know what those people had to put themselves through in order to do that. And also, we don't know if it's sustainable what they've done, to look at them a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Mine took a while, but I was able to stay consistent, and it was not a linear process, right? I was not able to just sit there and calculate every day, this week I'm going to lose 5 pounds, then next week I'm going to lose 6 pounds, and then, it did not work like that, right? And there are some times where I even felt like I was taking a step back. But that's why I didn't really look at the scale all the time, and I looked more at the process that I was following. It's like, if I continue to follow this process, I will get the results that I want over time. And maybe they won't happen as fast as I want them to, but again, like I've said in other videos, you start to enjoy the process. And my process today looks slightly different than it did in the beginning, but I'm constantly circling back to that beginning and thinking about what I did then to get to where I am now. And my process did not involve doing things perfectly by any means, right? I messed up, I had backslide, I had all this, but you continue to circle back and don't let those things deter you. It's okay, I screwed up for a couple days, right? It's not the end of the world. You can't let that just send you back to where you were before. And if you keep circling back and doing those things, then the results will come. And to me these days, it doesn't feel like such a sacrifice. I think there in the beginning, it was oh gosh, I got to go walk for 30 minutes. That's tough. To me, it's just natural now. Or instead of getting a bag of potato chips, I might grab some blueberries or something. That's what my body craves now, because I consistently just ate those blueberries as a snack instead of other things that were probably less healthy. So it's a cool process, guys. But this whole idea that I said in the beginning, it just has to be smashed. That somehow we can live the way that we were living before and we're going to see the results that we want to have. Anyway, I probably won't share this until the morning. So everybody have a good day, even though it's night right now. And I'll see you later.